Hello, and welcome to the second on-site question solution for the large search engine company mock interview. So, in this question, you have the reverse of your first one, which was given a dice which rolls from 1 to 7, simulate 1 to 5. In that case, we just threw out anything above 5. Here it's a little harder, because you're given a dice which rolls 1 to 5, simulate a uniform 7-sided dice. Alright, let's go ahead and think about this and walk through the solution here. We're not going to be coding anything out live because it's actually a pretty simple idea. But let's go ahead and explain it. So, because the 5-sided dice can't produce 7 possible outcomes on a single roll, immediately we know we have to roll the dice at least twice to do this. If we roll the dice twice, then we have 25 possible combinations, 5 times 5. While 25 is not divisible by 7, we know that 21 is. So that means we can implement our previous strategy of throwing out rolls not in intended range. But it's also important to note that we can't expand the solution to implement more rolls in order to not throw any out. So for instance, there's no number times 5 no exponent of 5 that will be divisible by 7, no matter how high you go, because they're both primes one right after the other. So we'll need to define our range as a section of the 25 possible combination of rolls. So a good way to do this is by converting the two rolls into a unique outcome number in the range 1 through 25. Then we can create this number by taking the rolls, then we take the first roll, and after subtracting 1 from it, we multiply it by 4. Now the first roll corresponds to a value between 1 and 20. Then we take the second roll, add it to the result of the first manipulation, giving us a range from 1 to 25. So let's go over that one more time. Our main strategy is this. We're going to roll the dice twice. On the first roll, we're going to multiply it, whatever value we get, by 4. So since the dice can roll between 1 and 5, 1 to 5 times 4 gives us a corresponding range from 1 to 20. Then we take that second dice, roll it, or roll the same dice again, and add it to the result of the first manipulation, which would be 1 through 20 plus something 1 to 5. And now we have a range from 1 to 25. So our final solution is to roll the dice twice, check the manipulated range from 1 to 25, and if it's greater than 21, just like we did in the last problem, do a reroll. So let's see how this would look like coded out. Here we have a function which produces that random integer between 1 and 5. So dice5 returns a random integer between 1 and 5. And now we have our conversion function. So we have a while true, and this is so we constantly keep re-rolling if we roll out of range. Then we roll the dice twice. We'll call roll 1 our first roll 2 our second roll. Alright, I have a print statement here that you can check out yourself. It's commented out, but this might help you understand what we're actually doing. Then we're going to convert these two rolls into something on the range of 1 to 25. So how do we do that? We're going to take our first roll value, subtract 1 from it, and then multiply that by 5. That gives us a range from 1 to 20. Then we're going to roll the second dice once, and that automatically gives you a range from 1 to 5. And then you can print that converted range by summing them together, 1 to 25. So here you have 1 through 5, and here you actually have 0 through 20, because if you roll a 1, you're going to subtract 1 from it, and 0 times 5 is 0. So this portion on your first roll is converted to a number that falls between 0 and 20, and this one gets converted to a number that falls between 1 and 5. Summing those together, you have a range of 1 to 25. Since we're only considering 1 to 7 simulation, we'll say if the number is greater than 21, re-roll, just like we did in the last one. And then we can finally just use mod 7 plus 1 to get that conversion. Since 1 through 21 is evenly divisible, since 21 is evenly divisible by 7, we can just mod by 7 and add 1 to basically break up 1 through 21 into chunks. Okay, so make sure you check out this solution. It helps if you write it out by hand or added print statements in here, but that's really all there is to it. Alright, make sure you review it and understand it, and I'll see you at the next solution. Thanks everyone.